All right, so we are, yeah, so we are good now. So actually, and what I meant to say earlier, as we were chatting, is that anybody that is joining us, we've actually opened up the panel so that way they can ask any questions.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Products, so we can actually have more of a dialogue as well.
Awesome.
So then, yeah, and then we'll also talk about how people can order afterwards, well, so, which is good. Plus, we're recording this. So what I'll do is after we're done, we'll upload it onto YouTube, kind of, also social media. So then that way, I know we'll have a link in terms of ordering, but we'll talk about the expiry and all that kind of good stuff. And
sounds good.
How everybody can get in touch with you. Okay, so it is Sunday morning. And the sun is shining, as we were saying earlier. It was like, yeah, it's chilly. It's chilly, but the sun is shining. So that's what's good. All right. So, Jodi, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for
it is so nice to see you. I know I see you. I see you, like I see what you post, but it's actually nice to see you and chat with you. So this is good.
There we go.
Yeah, this is good. So I've known you forever. Like we go back to kindergarten. Like we go back a long way, so which is kind of cool. So, but because I know you, I don't need to ask you much by the same token, but anybody that's joined us, introduce yourself so people know more about who you are.
Well, yeah, thank you. So I am an advanced director with Pampered Chef. I've been with Pampered Chef it'll be 7 years in November. I'm also a massage therapist as well. And as Gail and I were chatting with our lovely COVID status and whatnot, I have been full-time with Pampered Chef the last few months and have learned a whole new world of opportunity. So definitely has been fantastic. I did my science degree at University of Waterloo, and then I went to massage therapy school in Newmarket after that. And then 7 years ago, I started doing Pampered Chef as a side gig, and I haven't looked back. I do both, and I have one son, he's 16, and of course my husband, and we live in Smithville, so that's our little life history.
That's her little goal. That's awesome. But that's interesting, right? So as a full-time RMT, massage, and then you still were doing this on the side kind of thing. So that's kind of, because I know you have your own office, you have your own practice and such. So what made you decide to jump into Pampered Chef?
So it was basically, I needed a new large bar pan, which is our token stoneware. That when somebody mentions Pampered Chef, it says, oh, I have a pizza stone. That tends to be the token favorite. And the corner of mine had broken off. A Yankee candle had fallen on the edge and I needed a new one. I did a party years ago when my husband and I first started living together, and I stocked my kitchen very well. And so when my bar pan broke, that was a little bit of a tragedy in my house. I love to cook. I love to bake, so don't take my tools away.
Right,
so right. I needed them replaced. So I was trying to get a hold of a consultant. A friend of mine was hosting a fundraiser. She says, oh, just order on this link. Well, archives back then, the links weren't so easy to use, and it wasn't happening. But long story short, the consultant reached out to me and said, well, why don't you host a party? And I had every excuse possible of why I shouldn't. And she says, well, do you have 3 friends? I'm like, I would like to think I have 3 friends.
Absolutely. Oh, that's hilarious. That's
so literally, I had 4 people in my house on November 27th back then. And we started talking, and my kitchen was well stocked. So I pretty much was, you mean this, you mean this, you mean this. So the next day she had called me and said, have you thought of the business? And when it came to it, I thought, I have a job. Why do I need something else? You know, and she says, well, you know, as we say, try the apron on for 30 days. If you don't, it doesn't work out, you walk away. Okay. So there was a few things in the kit that I liked, that I needed. The bar pan being one of them, and the token manual food processor was the other one. And those 2 products alone I was paying less for the kit than I would have paid for the few items that I wanted. So she said, well, host a couple of shows and see what happens. So I didn't really take advantage of all the opportunity that was there in the first place, because it wasn't forefront. It was basically, I just wanted the product to start out. I thought, well, if I could make a car payment, then why not? And so I paid off my kit in 2 weeks and figured, well, again, if I walk away, I have my stock kitchen. I haven't lost anything. And I think that was the biggest eye-opener was that it was really a no-lose situation. I got back what I invested, but then more. So then January came and I hosted a couple parties and realized that there was actually money to be made. That I wasn't just getting paid in product, but there was tons of incentives as we went along, and they always dangled a few carrots that just kind of give you that little extra edge to, oh wait, maybe I can do one more thing. So so then it went from there, and as I said, 6 years later, there was trips to be earned and jewelry to be earned and actual income that, you know, as Gail and I were talking about, it's actual real income. You don't get paid by product. You actually do get a paycheck into your account.
Right.
So as a massage therapist, you know, when it came to CERB, I made more than $1,000 a month doing Pampered Chef, so I couldn't claim CERB. So I still have an office that I'm paying on, but I'm not able to work at it. So it was a little bit frustrating there. But long story short, Pampered Chef has pulled me through COVID and gone then some. So yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. Just to think, from just wanting to stock a kitchen and cover off a car payment, and look where you are today. Now it's like, it in the last couple of months, it's become your career. Well, it's not, which is pretty awesome, actually. Good for you. And so in terms of, so you've been, this is your going in 7 years. And
it'll be 7 years in November.
And how many rewards trips have you won now?
I've earned every one since I started. So it was the first year was Disney. And it was definitely an eye-opener when it came to things like that, because I never thought that with massage therapy, I'm my own boss. I don't give myself raises. You earn what you do, right? Like you're self-employed, right?
Yeah.
So when there was extra perks, and I realized, I think it was November, I realized that I was close to the points that I could earn for the trip. And so December 6th, I was working, and Matthew, my son, says to me, well, Mom, is that all you do? I'm like, hang on a second. So I submitted that last show, and I said, how about Disney California? And he went, oh. So my husband doesn't like to fly.
Right.
And we're Disney people anyway. So I said, okay, well, if you don't want to go, that's fine. But it was a trip for 4. And so I was able to take my sister and my niece.
Oh, that's
and they had to pay for their flights, but everything else was paid for. And we went to Disney California. They closed down California Adventure Park for us the one night where it was just Pampered Chef consultants. And it was, we stayed at Disney Resort. And when we do Disney on a budget. We don't do the resort thing. So once you start traveling Disney style or like PC style, you get a little bit spoiled.
You do.
So then of course you get the travel bug. And I always wanted a job that I could do, big events and travel and whatnot as well. But I love massage. I love my clients. I love the actual job, but I didn't want to give up that to just do this.
Right.
And so then it was, Cabo was probably still one of my favorites.
And I went to that one after you. It's an awesome resort. Yes.
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah.
So that was Cabo. Then it was Budapest, which I never, ever would have gone to. Then after Budapest was Hawaii, which was, I still get chills to think that we went to Hawaii on their dime. And all the other trips, like other than Disney is for 4 people, but the other ones are for 2. So I can take my spouse or I can take whoever else. I just can't take another consultant.
Okay, fair enough.
And then Jamaica was the other one. And then I have earned level 1, and I'm about to earn level 2 of this year's trip, which will be Bahamas.
Amazing.
Yeah, so the trips definitely keep me going. They definitely push me to do a little bit more every day. But definitely worth it when you get there and you're at a 4-star resort that you wouldn't necessarily pay for in the first place.
And who are on Pampered Chef and doing what you love to do anyway. It's based on, because you love the product. Like you said, you love to cook, you love to bake, and you are discovering more things in your kitchen, and now you're traveling and earning an income. That's pretty awesome. Good for you.
Yeah.
Awesome. So for the newbie who has never done a Pampered Chef, like doesn't have anything in their kitchen, what would you say is like a must-have to get them started?
So it depends on what type of cook you are.
Right.
We always say if you're brand new, most people start out with the large bar pan, which is your token stoneware.
I have that one.
Yeah.
I have that one. Yeah.
So this is just a personal round one just because it's easy to grab.
Right.
But you'll notice that it is not pretty.
And it's not supposed to be, is it?
This is just your little personal one. But the large bar pan is like your cookie sheet with the lips on it. But you can do a whole thing of bacon on there, which is usually the game changer, and toss it in the oven, and it cooks it perfectly. So there's no more flipping. You literally put it in your oven, set your timer, and walk away. No more burning on the bottom, not cooked on the top. Everything cooked evenly. So a lot of things that it makes you, if you're not a cook, it makes you look like a cook. And if you are a cook, it makes you look even better.
Awesome.
So large bar pan is usually the thing that most people will start out with.
Okay.
But that's probably our signature product. And then going forward, like everybody needs a good knife, and you need a good, I would say there's three things: a cooking vessel, a cutting board, and a good knife. Those are your three staples that you tend to want. We do have a knife block that is lifetime warranty. Knives are one of those things, it is totally worth the investment because you buy it once. And once you've bought them, you're done. If something happens, you literally take a picture of them and send the picture to PC, and they'll send you a new one. Like,
wow. Okay.
Mind-blowing with warranty. So yeah, and then cutting boards, you can do flexible cutting mats, which pop in the dishwasher, or your regular cutting board that just sits on the counter too.
Okay.
So those tend to be the tokens.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at, like with stoneware, we do have kind of like your three stretches. You've got your regular stoneware, which I just showed you, and then I call it the rock, like the Cadillac version, which is this one is just basically, this is our Dutch oven, but there's also a pizza stone that is in that material as well. And the difference is with the rock, you can do higher heat. So you can do your microwave oven, stovetop, barbecue, broiler, dishwasher. And then there's actually a base for that pan and one of the other ones that turn it into a slow cooker. So those are the
do that all you can, like that one you can put in all those different it's like all those different ways of cooking. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's like kind of your token most versatility.
Okay.
But then Pampered Chef just came out with the cast iron, which is, it's been mind-blowing as well. Like this one is just this is the 10-inch. This is the 10-inch just because I can grab it.
Right.
But what most people like is the fact that it's just got handles on both sides.
Yeah.
This one is also induction safe, which is not always easy to find.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Induction is a type of stove that you can only use. It basically, there's a magnet, so you can only really use stainless steel on there. But that cast iron will work on induction stove as well as your gas cooktop, your electric, your regular cooktop, but it also works on the barbecue. So anybody that's like camping, like the campers are really loving the cast iron right now. So
absolutely. Well, that's we're either cooking on barbecues right now or we're camping, right?
Exactly.
I hear you. I hear you. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. That's like the beginner. What about the one who like more the advanced cook? Like say yourself, or would you still use the same ones?
You know what, I do. I still use all the regular tools, and that's one of the things when it comes to cooking, a lot of people try to think, like they overthink it. So it doesn't have to be difficult. It's basically, if you can follow a recipe, which I know some people have a hard time with, I always say if you're a recipe follower, you are a baker. If you're not, then you're a cooker. Because when you cook, then you can just kind of a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I like to follow a recipe, so I am more of a baker, but I like to kind of know what I'm doing. That's the science in me too, right? But I just like, okay, this, like, you know, when you ask somebody, oh, well, how'd you make? Oh, well, just a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Yeah. Exactly. Like, I want to know measurements. So that's
in the same way. I totally hear you. Yeah, that's our analytical minds, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Awesome. So yeah, and then we came out with the pressure cooker, the air fryer, and our deluxe cooking blender. So those are what we call our power tools.
Ooh, okay. Talk about
And
that.
with the power tools, it's literally like if you didn't have a stove, you could use all of those and still cover everything.
Wow.
I just found out, apparently I wasn't using my blender to the full capacity. A friend of mine actually boils her water for her tea in her blender and sets the temperature. Like when she makes hot chocolate for her kids, she'll set the temperature so that it's not higher,
Like
so they can drink it. I'm like, really? So that was a little bit of a mind blowing for me. But the blender actually cooks, so you can cut up your raw veg, put your broth in, and then just put all your veg in on top. You don't have to pre-cook it or anything. And then you just turn it to the soup function, hit the button, in a half an hour, you've got your pureed soup.
No,
and
it's like, similar to, I'll use the brand of a Vitamix?
Yes, yeah, so it's similar. Yeah, the only difference between a Vitamix and ours is Vitamix cooks on friction, and ours cooks with a heating element. So with Vitamix, sometimes you actually have to cook, like slightly cook your veg before you put it in. Ours, you don't.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, so that's one of the differences. Our base is a little bit wider.
Okay.
It is a glass base, which is nice, so it's easy clean. And there's actually a heated wash cycle. So when you're done, you put your 3 cups of water, a couple drops of soap, turn it to heated wash, and it's clean.
No.
You rinse it, and it's done. So yeah, it's a total game changer on that one.
So what else would you make? So what else would you make?
You can make jam in there. You can, so there's a jam function, there's a soup function. You can do, if you're one for alternative milks, you can do your almond milk, your cashew milk, any of those kind of things. You can do your nut butters. What else do we have in there? If you're one for hollandaise sauce, I had never made it before because I'm always told it's hard to make.
Yeah.
Where you got to stand over the stove and you got to make sure everything's separated properly. This, you literally just throw it in and set for the sauce and done. So again, you look fancy, but you really didn't do anything. And that's one of the big things when it comes to Pampered Chef is they designed our tools so that you don't have to be a fancy cook, but you can look like a fancy cook.
Right. And it's all in one product. Yeah.
Exactly. So, and I even grind my coffee beans in it. So you can get rid of a lot of different tools into one.
Into one. Okay.
Well, yeah.
So you wouldn't make a coffee in that one?
No, I don't make a coffee in that one. But I have done, what's that?
You have like a frother to make the fancy.
I do, yes. This is my token.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
This one, I do my froth milk in it. So I'll put I use 1%, but I fill it just to the line, and then I pump it. And then you pump it enough so that it gets like a glossy look to it. Take the lid off, and I pop it in the microwave for like 30 seconds, and you get like the perfect peak every time. So no more spending the mint at the drive-thrus.
Right. And that
saves you some money.
That's part of what we were just talking about as well, being home. Kind of the last couple months and really watching what we're spending and not going out. Like there was a variety of things. So that was one of your staples, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You're still getting the fancy coffee, but you're not paying the price.
Exactly.
Amazing. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So besides the blender, then we talked about the air fryer.
Yeah. So the air fryer is brand new. Okay. It just came out in March, and it is so popular that it actually went on back order. They couldn't keep it in stock. And then of course with COVID, there was some issues. So now they have actually changed it so that it's actually only available to hosts, which is a little crazy because of course it's that coveted tool. It's our catalog feature, right? So when you look at it, so when you look at it, you're thinking like, holy cow, like I can faithfully say I didn't think I would use it.
Okay.
And I'll let me I'll take it out here. Let's see if I can flip my camera around here.
Awesome.
So this is there we go.
Oh,
So this is it here.
Okay.
So you'll see that you can see the depth of the kitchen. So we just have a standard kitchen. So you'll see that there's still room in the space.
Yeah.
But it comes with 6 different features. And the only difference from each feature is the temperature. So then you just spin your dial and you put it to either one. So it actually is the adult Easy Bake Oven.
Oh, that's awesome.
It literally is. So right now I've got it all assembled so everything will fit in. So these are all the accessories that come with it. Okay. But this is actually a fry basket. And I'll assemble it here for you.
Awesome.
So it comes with the fry basket here. So you actually just open it, and then you put your potatoes in, and then you actually put it in, clamp it in, and then with this one, when you have it on air fry, you hit rotate. So the basket will actually rotate, and you have your crispy French fries without the extra oil in it.
So you just like put some oil in, like a teaspoon or a tablespoon, or?
Yeah, exactly. So you cut up your fries, and I usually do maybe a tablespoon of oil, if that, and then just season them however you want, and then it rotates. But then you've got, so then you've got your trays. Now these trays are dishwasher safe, so then they just go right in. Okay. And then you've got your drip tray on the bottom. This one is not dishwasher safe, but it literally just wipes right off. Okay. So that just goes in, and then you just stack your food. Wings in here.
I was going to say, what, because I think about think of fries. Like, what would you put in there?
So I literally do everything and anything in here. Okay. So that's I did like a Pimo bacon sandwich. I've done hot dogs even in here. What else do I do? Rotisserie chicken is to die for. So there's actually, there's, I'm not sure where it is right now. Here it is. Because I just used it the other day. There you go. So you get basically like this bit, and then these parts clamp into the end of your chicken. But I've done a roasted cauliflower as well. So you just put it on the ends of the cauliflower and rotate it around. I actually did corned beef in there. So tons of great things that just, even like a roast beef or a pork tenderloin, roasted veggies. Like if you're a vegan or vegetarian, you want to do your veg in here. Meatloaves, you can actually bake in there. The mini cast iron pans will fit in there as well. Okay. You can do like 1-in-1 on each shelf. Door actually comes off, so you can, it's easy clean, which is fantastic. That's one of my things too. If it's not easy clean, I don't want it.
Well, absolutely, right. I totally hear you. Yes,
I hate doing dishes. My sister actually jokes and says, "Oh, you're actually doing dishes? It's not your husband?" Like,
oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Here today. So yeah, and then this is our other one that I tend to use a lot. This is our quick cooker, which is our pressure cooker. Okay. So it basically, the difference is we've got some handles on the side here that make it easier. But then you've got your stainless steel. I've got it all. And as you see, they condense. So I've got a ceramic pot that's sitting in here. So you can do what I call pot on pot meals. So you can do your rice. Last night, I actually did pork chops in the bottom with sauce. And then I just threw some potatoes on top, like just whole, and put them in the ceramic pot. And it sits on top of that little trivet.
You're kidding. So you had the 2 meals cooking at once?
Yeah.
Pressure cooker.
That's awesome. And it's just, and you just put like as long as you've got some sort of liquid underneath, then you're good to go. But the other big thing with this one this time of year is potato salad. So I'll actually do potatoes in the bottom. Okay. I'll cook my eggs in that ceramic pot. Yeah. Set it for like 10 minutes and done.
So it won't overcook anything? Because does 10 minutes seem long for the eggs? No.
No, surprisingly it's not, because what happens is it builds up to pressure. So, and then you put them in if you can use this little guy too, which is, you can put your eggs on here if you're one for hard-boiled eggs. Yeah. Put all your hard-boiled eggs on there. Yeah. And then pop it in with your cup of water. And then, again, it's like 10 minutes. And you don't have to adjust the time. When you're putting more things in, you don't have to change the time. It'll just take longer to come up to pressure.
Oh, that I was wondering. Okay, so that because
Yeah.
I was
So, and then so we've got like 16 different functions on here. So if you want to use it as a slow cooker, that's an option as well.
okay.
So you can do pressure cooker or slow cooker. You can even proof your bread in here. We have a pretzel dough that needs to proof for like 25 minutes. So I actually put it in here and it makes them that much fresher tasting. It's so good.
No
So,
way. Okay.
yeah, I do a cheesecake in here. You know, when you're like a lot of times when you're on a regular week when you're working,
Yeah.
you know, people are busy. You forget to take meat out or you forget to take something out of the freezer.
Yes.
You can do meals in under an hour, sometimes under a half an hour in this, and you're done. So you're not, it's faster than the drive-through and you're saving your money as well.
Well, and you're eating healthier, as we know too, right? So
Exactly.
oh, that's amazing. Okay, I had no idea you could do all this. So now, in terms of say that the fryer, the air fryer,
Mm-hmm.
or even actually the pressure cooker, do either of them have like you can put it in, set a timer, and then it goes on at a certain time? Like, is that?
No, the actual neither one of them have a timer, but
Okay.
neither one of them really take a long time to do anything.
Well, that's what I'm thinking too, though, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So you can be like on a regular day, come home from work and start to unwind and have dinner ready in a half an hour. Like the pork chops I did last night were literally 35 minutes.
Okay.
And I just washed the potatoes and put them in the thing. I didn't cut them up or anything. I was totally crazy with it. And that was it. And then you can just, you know, steam your broccoli and away you go.
And away you go.
Yeah, so it's
And
like a lot of different ideas that you can do that it doesn't have to be gourmet, but it can look gourmet. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I love is that it can make you look fancy. I'm all about presentation.
That's awesome. But the fact that you said you could do a cheesecake in there, that's shocking to me. Wow.
The cheesecake is so good.
I know. I see some.
I've never made a cheesecake before until this one. And you actually do get the cookbooks with them to give you different ideas and how to use it as well. So that makes it a big difference.
Okay. Now, do you host like parties for that too, like the demo parties?
Yeah, great question. So,
or have you?
With social distancing and everything, we do virtual parties. So with the virtual parties, I go live in my kitchen, and depending on the day, whether I do breakfast or lunch or dinner. So I actually am demoing the products and showing you a recipe at the same time. And then we play fun little games in between that, you know, the one we do is tell me something your mom used to say. So that would always drum up some fun.
Absolutely.
So little things like that we do along it. So you do product info plus the live cooking demos. And then of course stuff from our home office of different videos to show you exactly what the whole potential of the product is as well. And then with parties, the nice thing right now is June is double host rewards. So most of my hosts are getting at least $500 in free product. So you literally invite your friends on Facebook, or you can do a Zoom like this, or you can just share a link and people order. And then depending on what the sales are, depends on what the rewards are. So there's always a half price item, sometimes up to 5 half price items. Then there's the air fryer right now is one of the host exclusives. So you can get it for 60% off.
Wow.
So any big ticket items, you can, as a host, you can always get it for half price. Because the air fryer is so popular right now and they had to catch up on stock, they've done it that it's 60% off for a party that's $750. And when you hit $750 this month, it's double host rewards. So you'll end up with over $300 worth of free product.
That's amazing. And that's also the comfort of your home and talking to your friends. Like you said, just showing it, advertising it on Facebook even, right?
Yeah, exactly.
People. That's amazing.
Yeah, like I have texting parties literally that people will just text out the link and say, hey, I needed this. Do you need anything? And then there's orders. And because people are cooking and baking so much more now, a lot of people have purged their kitchens and realized, you know, I really don't have a good cookie sheet, or, you know, mine sticks. And our bakeware is all non-stick. And as I said before, if it doesn't clean easily, it's not coming to my house.
It's not coming anyway. Absolutely. Absolutely. One of my
I
favorites
don't want it that it just slides right off. I don't want that old-fashioned soak for 2 days to clean it.
right? Exactly.
It needs to be
Exactly.
good.
Exactly.
So,
And one of my favorite ones is the potato masher. It's that little one, but it's the little round one. It's
oh, this one. I did pull that out because that one was getting a lot of plug these days.
yeah. I love that one.
Anyone that knows me, I have items that I call stupid good. And the reason why is because when you look at it, you think, how the heck does that work? Like,
I know.
there's no way.
I know.
But they designed it that it's round. So it goes all the way around your pot and you do it as a rocking motion. So it literally will mash your potatoes and any other things like fantastic. The other one that is huge, and of course, I don't know where the black one is. This one was part of our Help with Cancer campaign one year, but they are black right now. It is our mix and chop. And this one sold 1 million of them in the first year. So, and it's actually gold plated in home office because they've sold so many of it. Wow. And it's just basically when you're breaking up your ground meat, and you can also use it as a masher too. Yep. So, but when you're breaking it, most people will call it the hamburger masher. But it breaks everything up so that your sauce actually gets really in there. Or if it's still slightly frozen, when you used to use the spatula, things would fly out the sides of the pan. With this one, because it's slightly serrated on there, it will actually break it up easier and not make a mess on your stove.
And not having it flat, which is huge. Exactly. Especially if you have my child who likes to cook, and it's yes, when she's done. Yes, that's the cleanup crew.
Yeah, the hurricane.
I do the cleanup crew afterwards, for sure. Mm-hmm. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So now the other thing I know you host is freezer meal parties. I've seen, So that's always good for the meal prep. Like I don't say it's not in a budget to purchase any of the larger items, but in terms of doing the meal prepping with you, kind of thing, I'm assuming that's gonna help clients, especially at the end of the day when they're coming home and not knowing what to cook. Right?
Yes. Yeah. So for the meal planning, like the freezer meals, it's basically you pick a package, and depending on the package will depend on which spices you get in that package. So you'll get all the pantry items that you need to prep those, but I also give you the full grocery list of what you need to go and get. Awesome. And then on a regular day, we would actually do it together. Right. So that everybody would prep it together. It's always more fun when you're doing it with a buddy. You feel more productive. But you can put together, 7 meals in an hour and a half to 2 hours if you're just literally whipping through it. Right. It does tend to take a little bit longer when you're with a group because, of course, there may be wine and all that fun stuff to go with it.
There's the joy, right? There you go. So that's awesome.
Yeah, those ones are all designed, whether it's for the quick cooker or now the air fryer, or you can just use it in a regular one pan meal, whether it's the rock crock or stone. So there's actual cooking instructions on how to do it in whichever vessel you want to use as well.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Mm-hmm. So if somebody wanted to join your team, like all of a sudden, because they're like, you know what, the same thing, maybe how you started, it's either to stock up the pantry, or maybe there's been a job layoff, or there's been some,
exactly.
There's different times right now too, right?
It really is different times. And that's the one thing that I've learned along the way with and probably one of the reasons why I've stayed is there is money to be earned. Direct sales is one of those things that whatever you put into it is whatever you get out of it. Yep. I have girls on my team that are complete hobbyists that they just like earning that incentive every month. So, that feel of the recognition is huge when it comes to our team, especially. Yeah. So we have a team, we just trying to think, our leader team has grown over the last couple of months. So we've had quite a few promote to directors and whatnot, which has been super, super exciting. Awesome. But I can say I've been 100% virtual business since January. Yeah. And I'm a people person. I like being with people. I like going into the homes and stuff, but not everybody does. Right. And so I kind of fought the virtual world for quite a bit. And my game changer was the fact that when you do a party, through virtually, you're touching everyone across Canada. You have an in-home, well, you're not going to have that person that lives in Moose Factory come to your house.
Yep.
So you're limiting who you can invite. Whereas with the virtual world, you can invite all your friends across Canada and you're not limiting anyone. So it's the same as with my team. I just 2 girls from Nova Scotia joined my team the other month. And super, like, I'm East Coast, so that kind of brings a little bit of home back to me, which is really nice. But it was super fun when, you know, watching these girls go, and, you know, they're both, you know, they both have other careers and stuff. And the one actually was really funny because she said to me, oh, I forgot about the paycheck, because she was all excited about all these things. Because when you join the business, there is a lot on the table to be earned. You can, most of the consultants are earning their kit back within the week. But then, like this month, when you join, you have the opportunity to earn free fall product. So every month there's something else that, you know, if you sell so much, you get this, or if you recruit or whatever, however it works. So when it comes to joining the business, you can there's 3 different kits to purchase. So depending on what you already have or don't have is really what you decide on how to join. So you can join for $139, $239, or $339. So the $339 actually has $1,500 worth of product in it.
Wow.
Which actually includes the quick cooker. So and the raw crock Dutch oven. So it's got a lot of big, like, if you're not well stocked, that is the key kit to get, because it does have all the token favorites in it. But that being said, it doesn't matter which kit you purchase. You're still getting your business in a box. So you're still going to get your catalogs. You're still going to get your free website for 90 days. And you're still going to earn a paycheck. So whether you have this kit or that kit, it really doesn't matter. It's just however you choose to work your business. So we've got full time.
Sorry, if somebody signed up and say they were like, you know what, it was on a whim, maybe it's maybe not for me. Do they have to, like, return the staff? Would they, or do they have to pay for it?
No. So that's, like, I generally, I tend to coach I shouldn't say my girls, because I do have some men on my team as well.
Yay! Good.
So yeah, it's for anybody. I have,
like, that's what I mean. There's a lot of guys like
I have older, like, it's all different ages. Yeah, like all different ages, which is really cool. And it's just fun, like, to see the fact that it's a job. Sometimes it still blows my mind that I actually do get a paycheck, because I technically get paid to party.
Literally. And cook. Yeah,
exactly. So I'm doing everything that I love all in one, and getting paid for it. So that's the nice thing. But yeah, so when you know, if you join and you decide it's not for you, then that's okay. It's like, as we say, try the apron on, and if it's not for you, then walk away. If it's for you, then continue on. But we have really, really good support system intact. Our training is fantastic when it comes to the virtual world. We have templates to use. So you can literally sign up today and start today. So it's amazing. The turnover when it comes to virtual, you can start immediately. Whereas with in-home, you'd actually have to book it.
And you got to wait.
You know, so like, I can turn around, like, I'm doing parties this week, and people from those parties are booking for next week.
Amazing.
Which before that wouldn't happen, because you need a little bit of time. But the turnover is huge. And it's just fun, like, when it comes to all the different things that you're earning and doing. And like, as I said, the recognition is to watch the personal growth in a lot of my consultants is huge. And I know myself included.
I was going to say the same thing. Yes, that's awesome.
So, yeah, so it's, and just knowing that there's no sky, like, there is no sky. Like, it truly can be whatever you want. If you want to earn 200 or you want to earn 10 grand in a month, it's completely up to you what you want to do. So part-time, full-time, sometime, whatever works for you. And, you know, whatever you want that income to designate to, whether you want it to turn into a career. As a massage therapist, I know I can't work forever. So for me, it's a nice,
very nice
cushion to have a plan B to make sure that there is an income.
Exactly. You know, well said, actually. Well said, hon. Awesome.
Yeah.
So if you were to, so what, one of the things I wrote down was I thought, oh, let's chat about this. So what would you say your biggest challenges?
Biggest challenge.
Into the, like, even whether it be from when you had started or today kind of thing, or what did you find like would have been maybe the biggest challenge?
For me, it would be turning it off.
Oh, okay.
That's probably my biggest challenge.
Awesome,
because it is at the fingertips all the time, and because I love it. I tend to get a little addicted. And it's like, oh, but they need this, and so I'm kind of that instant. I know my team always says, well, you answer me right away. So if I don't answer them right away, it's they're like, are you okay?
Okay.
So
oh my God.
I just get so, like, they laugh at me because they say if she's not crying, she's not happy. So because I feel like it's like my like sending my kid off to kindergarten. Like when I watch
That's awesome.
the team like just grow and succeed and everything, it's so fun, and you just get so proud that they've exceeded out of their comfort zone, and watching them go is just, or I get that message, I booked my first show, or that stuff. It's so fun to see, and it just goes back to that, right? So that's probably my biggest challenge, is to shut it off. But it's being home, it's easy to just do it 24/7. So the nice thing is you can schedule things, which is good. So when it does come to the virtual world, when I do go back, I don't have to be on all the time. So I can schedule my posts and they pop up, and then I check my Facebook for my parties like once or twice a day and do my commenting. So it doesn't have to be your life, but yet you can still make a full-time wage doing it.
Fantastic. Yeah. So then it's, of course, like every entrepreneur, it's figuring out the work-life balance, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. I struggle with that one too. I hear you. So I get that. I get the 24/7, but I'm working hard on that too.
We're all guilty of that.
Like, I get it, right? It's you just want to keep doing it, but yeah, there comes a time where you're like, you're a little tired, so it's time to to put it on a schedule. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing. It goes back to flexibility. You can stop and start however you want, but as long as you've got your schedules going, then you're literally good to go. But that's probably my personal challenge.
Yeah, I totally gotcha.
But it used to be like, people would say, well, I can't get bookings, or probably one of the hardest parts is the rejection, because
it is. We're all just.
It's usually asked 10 people to have one yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's, people just don't like to be told no. And that's society. That's the way it is. So once you realize for every 10 no's, you'll get a yes.
Yes.
And get really, really excited because okay, I got that 10th no, my yes is coming. So, but I'm finding the yeses are coming a lot easier now, because we've made it easier for our hosts. Like when it comes to doing the virtual parties, I give my hosts stuff to post, so they don't have to think about it. Their main task is to invite people to the party, and I do the rest.
Fantastic. That's super exciting. So let's end with what would you say your biggest successes?
My biggest success probably is this year. So I did just recently earn my excellence in sales. Amazing. And I became an elite seller, which never, ever, ever thought that would be possible. So elite seller means that I've sold 85,000 in a rolling 12 months, and you consistently sell $7 grand in the month. So that's probably been my biggest accomplishment. And this year is probably the earliest it is the earliest I've ever earned a trip. Yeah. And I've never earned the second level, and it should solidify by the end of the week. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, so it's pretty exciting. Our team has grown. We are up 500% from last year. So Pampered Chef has had, in their 40 years of business, last month was their biggest month they've ever had in 40 years. So
And I'm
We're
not
Berkshire Hathaway are owned, so we are always in the upper echelon, which is amazing because we know that we're in the right place because
correct.
Warren Buffett doesn't invest in just anyone. So it's pretty cool to say that we are owned by him. So yeah, it's definitely one of the biggest things. Yeah.
That's amazing. And actually, you guys have a really good warranty on all your products, don't you?
We do. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So every product has minimum a year, but our pots and pans are lifetime. The black handled knives are lifetime warranty. The rock rocks are 5 years, stoneware is 3 years, and they really do back it up.
I do know people that have utilized that, so that's amazing.
Yeah, so it doesn't feel like the product sells itself. Quality wise, like I do hear, oh, it's expensive, but when it comes to a cookie sheet, more times than not, you've bought 5 and you could have bought 1.
Right. And I think that's with everything. You know what? We have these, I have more of these conversations lately, actually. I was even talking, I had Alison Donnelly on the other day. We were talking about design. And I think we all found that as we're in our younger years, 20s and 30s, we didn't want to spend the money.
Yeah.
Because of you saw the price tag, but you realize you probably paid 3 times over, or you've replaced it 3 times where you could have done the 1, right?
Exactly.
So, and I think just comes with sharing knowledge and just living and learning, right? As to going, yeah.
And that's the thing, like when it comes to buying our product too, like I have people that have purchased the air fryer, purchased the quick cooker, or the blender, like our bigger items, and they're calling me going, how do I use it? You can't do that with an everyday
exactly
store. So, it's like, oh, but I've got this going. I'm like, okay, well, here, I'll just video chat with you and I'll walk you through it. And they're like, what?
See, like that's like, honestly, like that in itself is huge. Yeah. So you're always there on the other end. And
yeah, and nothing fills my heart more as somebody messages me and say, look what I made, and they weren't a cook. It's like, yay, you want to make sure that everybody's purchasing what works for them. There's over 500 products in the catalog. There truly is something for everyone, but it's not always for everyone. Like not every product is for that person. Like I'm not going to sell a Rock XL to a grandma that can't lift it,
Absolutely.
We're going to make sure that it's conducive for that particular person.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. So, but that's knowing your client and listening to them. So that's awesome. But and you're passionate. So there you go. And you're accessible, and that's amazing. So if somebody, we've created a link. So if anybody that would like to order anything. So how long will we keep the link up? Like for a week? So like next Sunday?
Yeah, we can close up next Sunday. And then if there's any questions or anything, people can shoot me a message. I do have a Facebook group as well. And then of course you can reach me through the link has my email as well.
That's perfect. Okay. So then, so then that's how we're going to get in touch with you. So that's amazing.
Good.
Oh, you might have
any kind of pizza on the pizza stone. Yes. What kind of pizza are you? Oh, homemade or frozen? Frozen can be, you want to make sure that it sits on the stone for a little bit because you don't want the temperature shock. That is a great question. When it comes to stoneware, you want to make sure that it's 2/3 covered with food. Because if it's not, then what happens is when it's cooking evenly, it's going to fight for that spot. So it'll focus on that spot and it'll cause it to crack. And that goes back to one of our warranties. You just call me and we can figure it out. It does have a 3-year warranty.
Well, that's good.
Pizza on the stones are definitely way better. The very first pizza that you do, I like to just brush it with a little bit of oil, a little bit of cornmeal.
Yep.
And then you get it perfect. One of the things that I just recently did pizza in is our cast iron. I was shocked how good it turned out.
Cast iron?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And then you put it in the oven then, right? Yes?
Yep, popped it in the oven and it was beautiful. I was floored. I'm like, you could do a Chicago style pizza in the cast iron. I'm like, really?
That's right.
So I was like, okay, I'll try it. And yeah, I was shocked. So between the pizza stone and the cast iron, you'd be totally hooked up.
And I'm finding, I don't know if you're seeing it, I'm seeing a ton of people right now are making homemade pizzas. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like there's a ton coming through social media all of a sudden, like everybody's making their own and the creations are amazing. Yeah.
Well,
So,
and that's the nice thing. It goes back to budget too. When you're making your own pizza, you're not paying per topping. You can put whatever you want on it.
absolutely.
There's no 3 topping limit or a buck of topping kind of thing. So it's kind of fun.
Absolutely.
And then like we'll sometimes do the personal size so that you can put whatever you want on it. Like Matthew's just a cheese kind of guy, and I'm like throw it on there.
Yeah, the more the better, right? Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, pizza is definitely, and pizza dough is not hard to make.
No,
no, it's really not.
Blender, right?
I'll proof it in the quick cooker. Okay. But I use my KitchenAid to mix it with my dough. Okay. Yeah. But it's really not hard. Like it's awesome. You literally, it's just it can be time consuming because you got to let it rise. But it's not hard at all. I think I may have gone. We do have it's called a 5-minute dough, which is actually Greek yogurt with it. So there's no rising needed. You can actually just make it and go. I actually did one of those in one of my virtual classes the other week and just showed them how to make pizza dough. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. See, and then you can cook it wherever. So that's amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. That's
awesome.
Like
I always say, if you are one for like a pizza oven and you like the higher temperature, I would definitely upsell to the rock crock because the rock crock will do a higher heat, whereas regular stoneware only does 450. So if you're one that likes to broil, definitely treat yourself and do the rock crock line.
Oh, okay. So there you go. So the max they do is 450. Okay.
450 for regular stoneware, but the rock crock will actually do 750.
Holy smokes. Okay. So
why you would want to cook at 750 is beyond me.
Like, don't even go that high. I'm like, I don't even know. Yeah.
It is. A lot of people want to do it on the barbecue, so you don't want to heat up your
what I'm thinking. Yes.
So you want to do it on the barbecue, and a lot of people will want to put a stone on a barbecue, and you can't. Regular stoneware, that being said, there has been some and have gotten away with it, but it's definitely not recommended. Right. Whereas the rock crocks are for the barbecue as well. So anyway, and then the other thing is Pampered Chef always has like the host special and then the guest special. So anyone that spends $100, they'll get a free gift with their purchase. And right now, I thought I had them. Is the breakfast sandwich maker, which is one of those. It's a quaint little thing, but you put your eggs in the bottom. Yeah. Scramble them up, or you can actually just crack it. Poke a little hole in it. Yep. And then you put the next layer on, which is your silicone. And you can put your cooked bacon, ham, sausage, whatever you want. Or if you want to put veg on top, you can do that too. Yeah. And then you pop it in the microwave for a minute. Yeah. Take it out after a minute. Put the next layer on and put whatever bread you wanted. So even if you want to do a waffle top or a pancake top or a tortilla shell or English muffin, whatever you wanted, you put it in there. Pop it back in for 30 seconds and you've got your whole breakfast sandwich. So this is actually part of the freebie when you spend $100. So you can get this one, or I had it here. I can't remember where it is. Oh, there it is. Is our chef's tongs. So it's our small chef's tongs. They are like a gravity, so you just squeeze it to open it. Perfect. And then squeeze it to close up. So those are 2 of our freebies that when you spend $100, you can pick one of those. So that's a definite feature that I like. If you are having it direct shipped to you, the $100 is definitely your best bang for your buck because you get a little bit cheaper shipping too.
Oh, which is even better then. Okay, perfect. Because otherwise, if they're local to you, they can pick it up with you. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, yep. Or if people are local to your office or whatever, we can have it shipped.
The office, absolutely.
Yeah, right? We can. I can always drop it off there too. So yeah, and then if I do a regular like not direct ship, it's $6 flat rate. Okay. I literally call it more of your warranty because some people like to share shipping, which is fine. But if you are buying some of the bigger ticket items, you really want that purchase to be in your name so that if something does happen, you can call it in and they can actually look it up.
Oh, well said. Well said. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
So you know, I know a lot of people like to save on shipping, but in this case, I literally call it $6 worth of warranty because it is worth it in every breath. If you're just doing little items, then fine. Yeah. If you're doing stoneware or pots and pans or knives, that kind of stuff, you definitely want to make sure it's in your name.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, good. What a great way to end. What a great way to wrap that up. That's awesome. Perfect. Oh, thanks so much, Jodi. This was so informative. And for someone who's a non-cooker, that's me, you make it seem so easy. So that's exciting.
It is easy. That's the thing.
It is, right? It's finding the joy in it, like you're saying, right? So in whatever which way that'll be. So I look forward to that. Awesome. Thanks. Thanks for joining me today. That was awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. And congrats on your success this year. I'm so thrilled for you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, my pleasure. Okay, I will chat with you again.
All right, take care, everybody.
Okay,
Thanks for joining in.
Okay, bye.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.